Young world. So everybody's going crazy over this Keefe D situation. Keefe D been arrested. Keefe D got grabbed up. Keefe D, Keefe D, Keefe goddamn D. But make no mistake about it, this is a psyop if there ever was one. First of all, let's just go with the first things first. Why'd they wait till now to arrest Keefe D? They could have been arrested Keefe D years ago if they was going to arrest him for what they're arresting him for now. They could have ran up in his house years ago. Nothing has changed since then. Nothing's different. They could have been ran up in the dude's crib and snatched him up a long time ago. First of all, go back to the whole proffer agreement or Queen for a Day, whatever it was, the confession, if you want to call it the confession with Greg Kading, when you say he secretly recorded Keefe D. I've been saying it for years and years and years. On this channel, you go back look at some of my videos. On my last channel, when I got deleted, I had a couple videos talking about the whole Tupac stuff. If you look back and look at the confession that Keefe D gave Greg Kading and him, what was the trade-off? I said this before in different videos. It don't make sense because what was the trade-off? What did the police get from Keefe D telling them that he was in a car that killed Tupac? It don't make sense. They grabbed him up. They had a drug case on him, a drug case that could have put him away for life, a life drug case to put him away. So what was the trade-off for the police when Keefe D told? Did they just want to know who killed Tupac that bad, and they wasn't going to prosecute it? They just wanted to know. Because that's the only thing that would make sense if you accept the story for what it is. That would mean that they just wanted to know who killed Tupac so bad that they were willing to not even try to prosecute the Joker for it. Or the other thing that does make sense, or why they would want what benefits them, is it takes the blame off of whoever else it may have been, whether you want to say the government, the police, whatever other entity it was that really did it. It takes the blame off of them. That's how they benefit from this. That's the only way that the police benefit from Keefe D telling his story, to the point where they don't even prosecute him for the charges they already got him on. And it takes the blame off of whoever else has done this. Not to mention that this is a Las Vegas, Nevada case. Las Vegas, Nevada. Greg Kading and the detectives and the DA and all them, they're in California, Compton or Los Angeles County. Totally different place, totally different state. They got no jurisdiction over what happens in Las Vegas. Now they could have been coordinating in coordination with Las Vegas to try to do something, but you see they didn't do nothing about it anyway, so that wouldn't even make sense. So they have literally no benefit of Keefe D telling them this story to allow him to walk away from drug charges or whatever they're trying to say is going on. Greg Kading said him, the detectives, all the people that agreed to this proffer agreement sat in on a proffer agreement, and it was all with it. You know what I'm saying? And let it be. And Greg Kading also made it clear since then that the proffer agreement or the Queen for a Day, whatever you want to call it, does not involve immunity. It just means that they weren't prosecuting him for like that, whatever he was talking about, other situation, whatever the case was. But he said it don't give him immunity from the situation. So what would be the reason for Keefe D saying that? If he's picked up for a drug case, if he volunteered the information, what would make a person, even though it was a life sentence drug case, could have went away for life, but what's going to make a person that's picked up for drugs decide to say, well, matter of fact, I could tell you about this murder that I was involved in, and everybody's dead though, which only leaves him to be held accountable. So what's going to make him come up and just say that? He's going to just bet on the fact that they want to know who killed Tupac that bad that they're going to let him just walk away free for that. You know what I'm saying? They needed Keefe D to tell that story to end, so the story can end with him. You know what I'm saying? In Las Vegas waiting this long to pick him up. Why would they wait this long to pick him up? They finally want to just crush the story. If at best they want to just get rid of the story so it could be closure, so it can die out. At best, you know what I'm saying? That's what they want to do. Put closure to it. They feel like probably like Tupac's still so big because it's still an open case. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it like this. People who are in tune, anybody on YouTube, we have been hearing this story for years now. But since he's been arrested now today, if you look over social media and just all around, it's a huge story everywhere. People who aren't even talking about this are talking about this like they can't believe somebody got arrested for it. I'm not that surprised by it. We all saw him then ran into his house a couple months ago. We've been seeing Reggie Wright and him talking about it, saying he was going to get arrested. We've been hearing him on different platforms talk about the murder being up. So we're not surprised. But people that who ain't really in tune are like totally surprised, like they can't believe this actually happened. I'm not surprised one bit, especially now because everybody been expecting him to get picked up ever since they ran into his house. Of course, you know what I'm saying. But when they need you to take a to go out and admit something like this, people be like, "Oh, why would they do something?" Don't it's just like with Eric Holder and the Nipsey Hussle situation. People be like, "Oh, how could they send somebody to do that? Knowing he's gonna go to jail." It can make people do stuff like that because if they already come to you and tell you they got some murders on you already or something else that could put you away for life, whether it's murders or drugs or whatever the case may be, they tell you, "Look, you do this for us, and whatever happens with that happens. But if you don't, we already have you for some shit that we could put you down for ever for no, regardless. We already got you. You know what I'm saying? So you either come down with us now, we already got this on you, or you can do this for us, take your chances. Maybe we'll try to help you out after the fact, put you in a jail that might be comfortable, like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they can make somebody do something what people would consider to be a kamikaze mission. Like how could they get somebody to do that? They can get somebody to do that because people who are already done, you know what I'm saying? People who they already have murders and stuff on like that, they can do stuff like that to them. They can't walk up to a joker who got like a regular drug charge or breaking and entering or a theft charge and have them do that. Of course not. Nobody gonna do that. But for a person who was already knee deep already, these are the people that you go up to and have do this kind of stuff because the only other alternative is they can take you in for what they already got on you. Understand what I'm saying? So, and now the Joker got cancer also. You know what I mean? So that's another thing that makes it where this is. I don't believe this story one bit. I never believed this story. You know what I'm saying? It never made sense to me. There's too many weird things that go along with it. But by now there being an arrest, that solidifies it for a lot of people to be like, oh, this is what actually really happened now. But if you in tune and watching all this information like I've been for all these years, none of this stuff really makes sense. The only thing that really makes sense is that it comes down to just like people like me been saying from the beginning, it's bigger than just some old rap stuff. There's this whole bunch of stuff with the Orlando Anderson dude's jersey, the numbers not being on it in the videos. This weird stuff. And why was he even there by himself anyway? If he was going to approach Tupac for whatever he was, or to approach whatever he was doing, why was he in there by himself? That don't even sound right. He just shows up inside the casino, wherever he's at, by himself. What is he by himself for? They know Sugar them's going to be in town. They know all the stuff's going on already. What is he walking around by himself for? That don't even never even sounded right from the beginning. He sounded like he was put there as a patsy or something anyway. You know what I'm saying? A scapegoat type of thing. So this is just an attempt to either and or kill the Tupac story and or cover up who's really involved and or just get rid of this whole thing and put closure to it so they can try to hopefully to them like get rid of the whole legacy because Tupac, his name and his music and his presence is still as strong today as it ever was years ago. There's thousands of videos, hundreds at least videos every day being done on social media about Tupac every single day, still to this day. Every aspect of the situation, the case, the music, the everything you can think of, still being. They tired of this. They like we got to get rid of this dude. We got to get rid of his legacy. We got to get rid of his everything about him. Just like they get rid of everybody else who's black, who got any kind of you know what I'm saying hold on people's mind and stuff like that. So. That's how I feel about this. I don't buy this for one bit. It's a psyop. He's dying anyway, supposedly. And after the whole Vegas thing, they ran up in his house. I put a video up. He had a Fed case number then, right after that. I showed that to you all a couple of videos ago, way back then when this happened. I showed the picture of his case number. It didn't show where he was at and nothing like that, but it showed that he had a brand new federal case number back then. So there's more to this than what they're telling us anyway. You know what I'm saying? And why would he just hanging out right there? And why would he still have evidence 30 years later in his house still after all this time? Bullets or whatever they're going to say the evidence is that they found inside of his house. What is he just holding on to evidence for 30 years after a murder? 27 years. That don't even sound right. I think maybe they're going to use him to go in here, maybe to try to say something about Puffy. You got to think about that. This may be him, them using him to make a statement about Puffy, try to go after Puffy. Even if they can't get Puffy arrested, at least legally, you know what I'm saying, to take Puffy's money, a civil charge, a civil court hearing. He's like say he's liable for the death of Tupac, and make him have to pay for all the repercussions and all the fallout and everything like that with his money. He's an enemy. You've seen what they're doing to him. You know what I'm saying lately. So it could even be just for that. And it don't gotta really make sense, and it don't really have to add up for real. For real, they can still just go into court and pass it. Even if you can beat it afterwards and come and like just like with Bill Cosby, they locked him up. We did all them years, however long he did. Then they come after the fact, like, oh yeah, it was wrong, but they in between time they still locked him up. You know what I'm saying? So this might be a whole ploy to get Puffy. You never know. So they can take Puffy's money. I think it'd be hard to lock Puffy into a criminal case for this, but definitely they could probably get him with some kind of civil case, some kind of way to get the Joker's money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not buying this Keefe D thing. It's just too convenient. It don't make sense. Why now? You know what I'm saying? Whatever they did now, they could have did 20 years ago. Why they wait till now to do it? So that to me don't even